Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here, back with my mobile infantry comrades to offer up some more discount demolition services in XCOM 2. And I think the team may have finally stumbled upon their potential career for once the war is over. Given their proclivity for causing catastrophic structural damage, I really think the team has a bright future ahead of them as like a contract demolition team once this whole alien conflict is settled down. They could go from Rico's Roughnecks to Rico's Renovations. It's a natural transition for them. I mean, shit, I can almost hear the jingle in my head. Rico's Renovations, specializing in difficult and rush demolition jobs, because no building wants to live forever. Rico's Renovations, huh! It'd be great. I mean, it's perfect. It's also doubly alliterative. Rico's Renovations, fantastic. It's a gold mine just waiting for a miner. Of course, I suppose Rico's Renovations would have to make sure their contract had a clear stipulation that they would leave behind no salvageable material, or any material of any kind whatsoever, because when Rico's Renovations is done with your renovation, the only thing that's going to be left is a smoking hole in the ground. Actually, you know what? That'd be doubly productive, because it would also serve as sort of an innuendo slogan for Casper Van Dien's side gig as a gigolo. You know, when he's forced to turn to a life of selling his body on the cheap because Rico's Renovations is getting sued into oblivion for rampant destruction of property and unlawful use of explosives. I mean, that's going to happen. He's got to have a backup plan. Though, you know what, now that I think about it on second thought, maybe the mobile infantry kids, and we did get some reduction there, of course we destroyed an alien facility. I want to head down to engineering while we're doing it, but maybe the MI kids should just, forget the whole home renovation gig and just go back to their old job as freelance football gymnasts. I mean, it seems like the majority of their true skills. Also, Lily, what the fuck is going on? Because you clearly are invisible. Did you invent a Harry Potter-style invisibility cloak while I was gone, Lily? I mean, that's pretty awesome. Talk about the flip 6-3 hole. Lily has pulled a little flip 6-3 hole of her own. And also mastery of the flip 6-3 hole. Gonna come in handy for Casper Van Dien's whole gigolo side gig. Anyway, we came down here to build items. What were we... I remember there was something I wanted to build, but I don't remember what it was. Was it the hell... It was the hell weave, wasn't it? Actually, no, it wasn't. We have a problem with Seth Gilliam setting himself on fire. And there was... Can we not build... Oh, we can't build that. All right, I was going to say we need to get Seth Gilliam a hazmat suit, but apparently it's not something we can build. That's just something we discovered by random for doing an armor project. All right, well, that's a little disappointing. Anyway, all right, well, let's get back to our whole renovation gig. We did just eliminate an alien facility. Wow, that did not drop the... did not drop the overall threat level by as much as I might have liked. Okay, well, I mean, it's back to just establishing contacts then. We need some intel. Fortunately, we have some intel. What are you again? Black site. Oh, man, that's really far away. What is this? The Codex brain coordinates are, I mean, they're right there, man. They're right there. But I really kind of want to go hit this other facility. This is a facility, right? What are you? Operation Purple Sword. Wow, I mean, shit, that's basically the name of Casper Van Dien's gigolo business right there. He's gone from Rico's Roughnecks to Rico's Renovations to just Operation Purple Sword. Yes, it's talking about my penis. Investigate the Advent Forge. It has 175 supplies, which we sort of are desperate for. You know what? I said we were desperate for supplies, but that's not true. I thought we were, like, really low on supplies. Why did we not build weapons then? Now I'm all discombobulated. What the hell's going on? Why can't we build... The Plasma Lance, squad upgrade. Yes, I'm aware. Plasma Lance, it's 300 supplies. That's why. So we do still need supplies. 20. We got the Illyrium and alloys totally covered. So supplies is still something we're, I mean, very much interested in. Are there any other supplies anywhere on the map? What are our investigative events? A soldier, not really hugely enthused about that. I don't want to give up intel because we are going to need that for making contact. This would allow us to expand into Africa. We have the continent bonuses for everywhere we've been. Although if we're going to use our contacts, it really seems like just going straight to Chile would be... Let's fire when ready. All experimental ammo, grenade, and weapon improvement projects are completed instantly. That's absolutely... Oh, well, fuck this. We're going to South America then. So, yeah, let's get over there and make contact. That's going to take the bulk of our intelligence. But this is doubly lucrative. I mean, this is twofold benefits right here. Codex Brain, of course, taking an amazing continent bonus from South America. That may be the greatest continent bonus I've seen to date. And Armed to the Teeth, which we have, is really, really good. 3 weapon upgrades is amazing.
Central, Commander, excellent. My analysis of the fragmented codex data is almost complete.
Yeah, that's nice. Only thing Bradford cares about the analysis of is his gin glass and why it's empty. He wants to analyze where the gin went. Spoiler, it's in Bradford's belly. It's not a difficult analysis, Dr. Tigan.
One in at least a decade.
Yes, and I believe I now understand why.
Bradford,
The elders appear to be
you
afflicted
haven't seen
with
it
an
because you've been
aggressive
drinking
form
yourself
of
to death
tissue
steadily and you can't remember anything.
Rapid
Alternatively,
muscle
Dr. Tigan may have
to a
humped them
degree I
to
had not
extermination.
even thought possible.
So they're dying. Sounds like our job just got a whole lot easier.
Well, better celebrate that with a drink, huh?
Involving this adversary is never quite that simple.
Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time fucking it when they're all withered and fucking screwed up like that, aren't you, Dr. Tigan? They're all shriveled. He's gonna have a problem.
Each time they encountered a new species, they procured what genetic information and material they required and moved on to the next world. Until now.
Yeah, because humans, hey, humans had as an army helmet, baby.
Something important enough to cause
We fight. That's what we're good at. Humans, we can murder the shit out of you. If you can be outfought or outfucked, humans will outfight or outfuck you. That's our signature bit. It's our shtick, if you will. I'm telling you, when humans go out into intergalactic space and discover another alien species, that's going to be like the humans bit. They're going to be, other aliens are going to be like, you don't want to mess with the humans, man. Those guys, they will kill whatever they can, and if they can't kill it, they'll fuck it. Those guys are dangerous. They're really a threat to the galaxy at large, but you don't want to piss them off, because the worst thing you could possibly do is piss off the humans. You just want to try and stay the hell away from them. They're sort of like bacteria. You just want to avoid them at all costs, because they're going to fight you, and if they fail to fight, they're going to fuck the shit out of you. Either way, it doesn't end well for you. You're either getting shit punched out of you, or you're getting fucked brutally. Just stay away from the... Use the Skulljack on a codex. Well, that seems like an interesting challenge. We're gonna have to try and find some more codexes to make that happen, but... Alright, Dr. Tigan, if that's your whole bit then, be like, oh, you need to Skulljack a codex? You know, when Dr. Tigan says go Skulljack a codex, you know he's not talking about... He's talking about sex, right? He's like, we're gonna go Skulljack a codex, baby. And it's basically just his euphemism for skull fucking a codex. Because he humped that codex's head, right? he skull fucked that thing. The skull was all that was left, and Tigan, say what you want, the man is a human. If he can't outfight you, he'll outfuck you. Even if you're just a, severed robotic skull, he'll find a way.
Knowing now that the elders are apparently suffering at the hands of some terminal affliction explains their absence from the public eye.
Yeah, it also explains a lot about H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds. Truly, a human bacteria, the most deadly to an invading species, despite the fact that the aliens have lived here for 20 years. You'd have thought they'd have had some, general sort of germ warfare hygiene, just some basic sort of sanitary prophylaxis to prevent that from happening. Alternatively, you might have thought, hey, they read War of the Worlds and went, holy shit, that's a thing. We should fucking make sure that shit does not happen to us. Oh, Neil Patrick Harris now has Schism. Insanity does a small amount of guaranteed damage and applies Rupture to the target, which seems amazing. Permanently mind control an enemy. Well, well, fuck, we're just doing that then. That's god awesome. That's some fucking S tier ability right there. Neil Patrick Harris is gonna be the greatest trooper of all time. Just be like, nope, you work for me now, and sorry, that's all there is. I don't want to build a second cell. I want to upgrade Neil Patrick Harris. I'm clicking the button to try and get him to be done faster. Neil, I need you on the field, buddy. Get done faster. We need more of you and your dominating powers. I'd let Doogie Howser dominate me. He seems like he'd be a congenial and considerate lover. Okay, a plasma blaster. Using technology adopted from the alien's own plasma weaponry, we've devised the means of releasing a massive focused pulse of plasma energy that will devastate targets in a fist path. One plasma blaster has been added to the inventory. Well, I like the sound of it, Lily. I really do. Also, where's your invisibility cloak? It's suddenly gone. You were invisible literally seconds ago. What the hell happened to that? Could you invent the invisibility technology and perhaps share it with the rest of the project, please? Experimental ammo, grenade. Do we want another experimental heavy weapon? It sort of seems like the experimental powered weapon fucking got the job done. That thing seems amazing. Could build another Skulljack. Alternatively, might want to build another war suit. It's intriguing. Spiders. Oh, you know what we should build? We should build a Wraith suit. Because we don't have one of those. Wait, did we already build a Wraith suit and I just forgot? Tell me we didn't build a Wraith suit already. Tell me I'm not the world's dumbest man. I mean, I know I'm the world's dumbest man, but I'd appreciate it if you just lie to me and tell me that I was not. It's called a polite fiction, folks. We do have I am the world's dumbest man. So we do have a Wraith suit. Why are you not wearing that? Dizzy, why are you not wearing the Wraith suit? Wraith allows the unit to pass directly through obstacles for 2 turns. I mean, that's... Does it take up our utility slot?
Our stealthiest suit, the Wraith,
I mean, the grappling hook is sweet, and being able to walk through walls seems at least tangentially useful. But if it makes us give up our utility slot, I'm not really sold on it. It does, in fact, make us give up our utility slot, which means Diz would have to forego her Mimic Beacon in order to take her patented EMP rounds, which I've kind of fallen in love with. I mean, we can always try it for a mission, and if it doesn't work out, blue screen rounds rather, not EMP rounds. We can always try it for a mission, and I suppose if it doesn't work out, we can always just get rid of that shit. Diz has a superior repeater, superior expanded magazine. We could give her a superior stock. 3 damage unmissed. I mean, it's not nothing. I think we'll just hold off on that. I'm not even taking a full advantage of Arm to the Teeth. What do you have for personal combat sims? Focus is crap. I mean, superior agility seems great, but not necessarily for Dizzy. Ideally, she's going to be so far away she's never getting shot at. That seems like more of a Clancy Brown kind of ability, if you ask me. Oh, don't forget that I forgot that the Kurgan is around. And honestly, you know what? The Kurgan would benefit from that Wraith armor quite a bit more than old Dizzy. Anyway, let's get back to scanning here. We still got a mission to do. I'm assuming we're going to be doing this Codex facility because our contact is established. There you go. What's up, Resistance fighters? We heard there was an alien base in the area. We're going to pretend like this is 1940s France and come and liberate the shit out of you. Your Resistance really kind of needs some help because other than sort of thumbing your nose at the Germans and talking about how bad their wine and cheese is, you're not really getting a whole lot done on your own. All right, well, I guess we'll just go ahead and do that then, won't we, Bradford? Yes, we can contact New Brazil. That's fantastic. Is New Brazil somehow better than Old Brazil? What's the African continent bonus? Let's just take a peek. This is just me sort of engaging my idle curiosity. Quid pro quo. Black market items are cheaper. That's actually not fantastic. What's the North American continent bonus? Hidden reserves. +5 to Avenger power. You know, it's something. It's not fantastic. It's better than quid pro quo. This for that. QED, that ability is shit. I'm all about just piling on Latin phrases here. Do we want to do this? I mean, I don't see any disadvantage. We've still got plenty of Avatar projects under our belt, and I'm guessing this will probably reduce the aliens overall. 15 enemies is a lot. There is a codex on the mission, though, and we do have a job to do with regard to skullfuck and a codex, so maybe we should go for that. Elite Trooper, Heavy Officer, Heavy Mech, Elite Lancer. Oh, fucking chrysalids. I hate chrysalids a whole bunch. Then again, this may not be a timed mission, so perhaps the appearance of chrysalids is not world-ruining. All right. We're definitely going to take a top-notch team here. Chrysalids are on the field. We've got to be prepared. We're going to need... Yeah, we're going to need that Mimic Beacon. So, Busey, I do want to keep Dizzy with the EMP rounds. I stand by that. Somebody's got to handle that other Mimic Beacon. And just in case Seth Gilliam decides to set his dumb ass on fire again, I'm keeping the med kit as well. Dragonfire rounds got you covered. We're going to get rid of this. Let's go with the beam cannon because it seems... no, that's not what I want. No. Keep the beam cannon. I want to get rid of your heavy weapon. Get rid of that shitty rocket launcher. Give me a plasma blaster because it sounds amazing. So, I guess, all right, as much as I don't necessarily relish this play, we're going to have Jake I'm with Busey forgo his Venom rounds. When's the last time Jake Busey shot a man and didn't kill it anyway? I mean, the Venom rounds aren't supremely useful. Neil Patrick Harris having you carry... You know what? That's actually, yeah, the battle scanners are good. I think those might reveal chrysalids. I mean, we're going to find out. Really wish you had perfected domination before this. Would have been brilliant if we could have just straight up hijacked a dude and been like, you work for me now. It'd have been like Chunk when he appropriated Sloth for his own family. I mean, Ma Fratelli be damned. Sloth is just like, you're going to live with me now, Chunk. Chunk was, you know, arguably didn't have the wherewithal to defend himself. I mean, what if he didn't want to live? Or rather, Sloth, I guess. Sloth didn't have the wherewithal to defend him. But what do you think about it? What if he didn't want to live with Chunk? What if he's like, no, man, I don't want to live with you. You're kind of a jerk. Probably wouldn't have. I mean, he did say Sloth loved Chunk. Clearly, there was some affection between the two. Still, I like to think that Chunk should have, you know, been allowed to exercise his own free will. But nobody in the Goondocks seemed to care. New Astoria very liberal with their adoption policies, I guess. It's just like, you know, like it's fine, I guess. It's not like the Fratellis are going to be around to take care of them because they're all going back to our 3-cell jail, which they could escape in the most bizarre fashion possible by just setting a small gasoline fire outside the precinct. Turns out the New Astoria police force is woefully incompetent. Well, there was Chrysalid on the thing, so when you say expect the worst, I fucking was already expecting the worst, Bradford. Chrysalid, we did not necessarily have a fantastic time with those cats on our first little endeavor. We don't have... Okay, there's no mission timer, though. The lack of a mission timer makes the whole Chrysalid thing... It doesn't make it a non-issue, but what it does do is make it less of an issue. Because we can send one person forward, sort of as a scout, and then we can have the rest of the team back him up with some Overwatch. And, yeah, that's pretty much exactly what we're going to do. So, who on the team is the most expendable then becomes the question. Or rather, who's the most stalwart? Who's the most likely to survive an encounter with a Chrysalid? I'm thinking Jake Busey is probably our boy, right?
Closing on target position now.
So what we're going to do here, since we do have Chrysalids and Overwatch is a problem, we're going to send Jake Busey forward. He's going to be our I'm going into danger pell-mell unit because he's a brave son of a bitch. He's the greatest hero has ever existed in XCOM. So there's our codex. We should probably try and skull mine that chick.
That codex provides the ideal opportunity.
Oh, look, Dr. Brad. Okay, Dr. Tygan. I almost called him Dr. Bradford. Dr. Tygan's real easy to make with the skull fuck, and he's like, oh, Pete, do you see the codex up there? Oh, do you see the codex, baby? You know what I want to do, Pete? I want to do awful, awful things to that codex. You gotta go give me the codex, Pete. You gotta give me the codex. We'll consider it, Bradford. We'll consider it. You did ask nicely, and I can tell you're excited, so, I mean, I will try and make your dream come true. I am nothing if not a dream maker. I want you to be happy, Dr. Tygan. I mean, that's why I put up with your whole sort of alien corpse humping thing. I mean, I tolerate that. Oh, we should take a look and see what this thing even looks like. Plasma blast. Okay, well, that's very tiny. Does it literally hit just a straight line? It hits an exact straight line. Looks like it also destroys cover. It does do pretty good damage, though. Interesting, but definitely not... it's not amazing. It has a somewhat limited range, too. That was one thing we did have that we had sort of going at our advantage with the rocket launchers. We could shoot it a really long way. Having you hunkered down is not necessarily fantastic with our Overwatch regard, Seth Gilliam. I'm kind of regretting you having deep cover. Because it seems like maybe you're not getting full advantage of your Overwatch. Also, what the hell is going on here? Chrysalid comes up out of the ground? Yes? No? Maybe so? Possibly? We're not sure. Nobody knows what the hell's going on. Will a Chrysalid straight up run at a guy who is concealed? Is the question. Did these guys even move? They very clearly did, because Jake Busey suddenly can't see him. Suddenly can't see them. Jake Busey's gone blind. I don't know why I had to go, I went into a little shop of horrors for a moment there, but it was fine. I guess we'll just take a cautious advance in Overwatch then. Our cover here is not fantastic. You know, Patrick Harris, we'll just drop you over here. I'm fairly worried about the whole Chrysalid thing. I'm not gonna lie. Don't underestimate the Chrysalid menace. The only reason we escaped the last time we encountered Chrysalids unscathed is because we got just horrifically lucky. And it seemed like they had the ability to just straight up run and charge us from... They were like coming up out of the ground, and they weren't taking any time to stop. They would just come straight up and swing at us. Dizzy has a shot. There is an elite trooper up there. I'd really like a little better engagement opportunities before we crack our first pod. So I think we're going to play this one cautious. It's just going to be under the cover of Overwatch advancing for us. You know, Casper Van Dien, you're a little slower than I'd like here. You know what? We're still concealed. Let's have Casper take a small risk. Also, it looks like that pod is patrolling that way. If we can have Casper keep an eye on him, that'll be handy. he is also ever vigilant. So even if Casper, you know what? That makes Casper Van Dien actually the best guy to handle the whole chrysalid thing. He could double move and still be on Overwatch with a lot of troopers also on Overwatch backing him up. It's an idea it's an idea that has some merit. So these guys are like what? Over here now? Yeah, they're over here now. You're going to go over there now and possibly live with Chunk, whether or not you want to. You're going to go over there now and possibly live with Chunk, possibly against your will. Alright, so Gilliam could do some pretty nasty shit here. I really wish I knew where the Codex was. Now, you know what? Again, we're not on a clock, and when we're not on a clock, I know I'm prone to really taking my time on these missions. This is 500 plus hours of the Long War talking is what this is. The Long War has sort of conditioned me for this sort of behavior. It's a Pavlovian response at this point. I can't help it. You ring the bell, I'm gonna drool because I'd be like, oh, you've got meat powder. That's what the bell means. The bell to Perfidious Pete means meat powder, and I don't know about you, but I love having meat powder sprinkled on my tongue. It's delicious.
Got it covered.
Amy Cameo Smart, we're going to bring you over here. Eventually, this patrol is going to come back our way, I think. Or we're going to step on a chrysalid. I mean, one of the two things is going to happen. They'll either patrol back this direction, or we're just going to straight up step on a chrysalid. They're definitely patrolling back this way. They're going back upstairs. All right, back upstairs. Here's the issue. I want to skull mine that Codex. Man, I'm getting very Dr. Tag in there. I want to skull mine that Codex. The problem is, as much as I want to skull mine the Codex, I also don't want it lingering around after we crack the pod. And this is not an overwhelmingly powerful pod either. That's the other thing. Neil Patrick Harris. Amy Smart. There's a number of ways we could destroy these men. Casper Van Dien, are you close enough to just get a skull mine? No, is the answer. Mostly because you can't run up that way because there's a dude standing there. But if the dude was not standing there anymore, you might be able to. If we put Dizzy on kill zone, I think there's a very strong chance that she kills all of these guys. Just with reaction fire. How much health have you got? 6, 9, 12. Dizzy definitely kills you. So maybe we just go ghetto action at it then. What if we just do this? What if we have Amy Cameo Smart just drop a grenade on these guys and go for the cheap damage? Alright, this seems risky, but this is how I'm choosing to crack the pod here. This is going to be the activation move. Amy Smart looks good in that armor. She's got a nice figure. She doesn't look as good as Jake Busey, but I mean, shit, who looks as good as Jake Busey? He's fucking Jake Busey. Nobody looks as good as Jake Busey. Yeah, that's fine, Amy Smart. You got salvo. Alright, so the Codex has cloned, which is unfortunate, especially considering that it went over there. I guarantee there's a chrysalid over there, by the way. So our flaxen-haired friend has made, arguably, a kind of shitty move. These guys are highly killable. Casper Van Dien, can you still can't skulljack, huh? Well, you could skull mine that bitch. Alright, well, I mean, that's Casper Van Dien's turn sorted, so our goal then has to be to just kill everything else. What are our hit percentages like? Terrible. Not great. And pretty respectable, actually. We could probably lightning hands that one. Jake Busey is still cloaked, and we should prefer to keep him that way if at all possible. Neil Patrick Harris can probably get us enough guaranteed damage to finish the job. Amy Smart is on a salvo shot. 72% at the elite. You know what? Take that. Yeah, 72% I feel like is good enough, Amy Smart. Go ahead and wind that up. Can you finish off that elite trooper? Absolutely not. That is a god-awful miss. Well, that was poorly done, admittedly. That was poorly done. All right, Dizzy, you're going to go lightning hands then. I was hoping to not have to use it, but we are going to need those lightning hands to kill this guy. 94%. This is almost a guaranteed slam dunk for Diz. You know, 8 damage is way more than I expected out of that Codex. So Dizzy's lightning hands. Got that shit sorted. Casper Van Dien, we're going to have you go for the skull mine before I accidentally kill that guy with some kind of damage or something. So give me the skulljack. He's exactly where we want him to be, too, because he will be in full cover on the right side. I'm still very concerned about potential chrysalid encounters. Oh, Casper Van Dien. Well, apparently, Casper Van Dien unwilling to genitally penetrate the ladies. So, I mean, we're absolutely going to do this one. We got this guaranteed. A small intel cache, large intel. Let's just go for the small. It's fine. Casper Van Dien, I'm pretty sure your tech score was higher last mission. Like, it was 125, I'm almost positive, last mission. Still, access the Avatar project. Codex is dead. That's one mission objective completed. Done. Casper Van Dien. What the fuck is this shit? Okay. Well, that's god-awful. Excuse me? I beg your pardon. Where did this man come from? I believe we're seeing a whole load of horse shit, Dr. Tigan. That's what I believe. I believe that's some nonsensical bullshit. No one mentioned to me, by the way, this will make a new enemy who has a ridiculous amount of health and is, also right up your butthole. I mean, it's the up your butthole more than anything else that has me a little troubled. I don't necessarily like, he has an 18%. Holy goddamn, this guy is impossible to hit. 61% followed by, all right, well, Dizzy, give me the 70 because it seems like the rest of the, and honestly, you know what, Diz, I think we're gonna, I don't like this at all. We gotta have Dizzy go for more than one kill here. Don't shoot at that Avatar. Shoot at this guy. Start with the high percentage shot, Diz. We really need some hits here, by the way, my love. Oh, my raven-haired beauty. This is why I love you, Dizzy. When the chips are down, Dizzy delivers. She'd be like, chips down? We're like, yeah, Diz, chips are really pretty far fucking down right now. And she's like, don't worry, I got this. And then she delivers. Bam! Oh, Dizzy. There it is. 2 for 2. So good. The Diz. She's getting the kills. I mean, what should we do with this third shot? We do have a third shot here. What is this ability? Wraith. Directly through obstacles for 2 turns. That doesn't really seem that useful. I think we'll just put Dizzy on Overwatch, just in case we can't manage to finish this guy off. For whatever reason, in case the worst case scenario happens, we want to be able to finish this guy off. He is ridiculously hard to hit. 73% while flanked. So what this, I mean, that saturation fire guarantees damage. It's just going to hit him. It's also going to shred. Yeah, it's fine. Let's do it. It's going to shred the shit out of his armor, too. Excuse me? What the hell's going on over here? Why am I looking at this tile over here in the middle of nowhere? Did that guy teleport after we shot him? Nope. Also, our shred apparently didn't do damage? It definitely didn't shred his armor, and it does not appear to have done any damage whatsoever. I am very suddenly... Okay, I'm very salty now. This is not good. Now we have to blow Jake Busey's cover. I am not pleased. I don't understand what the hell that was. Why did that not do anything? Alright, Jake Busey. I mean, I know this guy's got a truckload of armor and some of your massive damage is going to get taken apart here, but... Well, it doesn't matter. You're going to get this. At 15 damage critical... And Jake the Juice, I'm with Busey, has juiced yet another one of our foes. I'm real salty about having used our heavy weapon and gotten literally nothing out of it. That's got to be some kind of bug, I guess. No idea what the specifics are that resulted in that particular scenario, but I'm definitely not happy about it. Neil Patrick Harris, you're on Overwatch. I really feel like maybe throwing a battle scanner would be a wise move here. I'm really worried about potential chrysalid encounters. I think we take the risk. Okay, so no chrysalid. That's fantastic. But we, from here on out, basically have to assume that every move is going to engender a chrysalid encounter and plan ourselves accordingly. So let's throw the grapple. That's exactly where I want to be. That does not take an action either. The grappling hook not taking an action is possibly one of the greatest upgrades in the most recent XCOM franchise. It was always kind of troubling that it cost a move before, and I really like the fact that now it doesn't. Dizzy, and nothing fancy here. We're going back to our patented Overwatch strategy with good old Jake Busey in front. Again, I'm so terrified of chrysalids at the moment. I am absolutely living in terror of chrysalids. Okay, well, I mean, I should also be living in abject terror of those guys because that's equally bad. Hopefully Dizzy can get a shot here. Not even while he's helpless climbing a ladder, huh, Diz? That's fucking brilliant. Nice work. So that's definitely bad. Neil Patrick Harris. You're not in a fantastic position. Amy Smart, you're in a straight up terrible position. You have exactly 0 to contribute to this. Seth, Podrick, both of our robot hunters are basically out of action. This is very bad. What if we use our incapacitation thing? Capacitor discharge? What can we hit with that? We could hit one robot and a guy. This is really going to fuck up that robot and has a strong chance. You know what? This is the right move. We're going to go ahead and have Casper Van Dien drop the capacitor discharge. This will disorient the enemy. I don't know what the shit it's going to do to that robot other than a whole shitload of damage. It fucking ruined him. It also burned his Overwatch, which is nice. That robot got real jacked up. So the Plasma Blaster I didn't actually use? I'm very confused. Seth Gilliam definitely lost his turn, but it doesn't seem like the Plasma Blaster actually went off. It's probably not clear, Seth Gilliam. In fact, you know objectively that it is not clear. Neil Patrick Harris. We got to get you up here. Chance you could do some good work for us. So you can see 2 guys. I'm guessing it's probably those 2 guys. Let's just double check. Nope, it's actually an Elite Lancer. Alright, well now, this is interesting. We could inspire Jake Busey, which is sorely tempting, actually, to just get the inspiration on Jake Busey, because I'm really worried about that robot. Does anybody have a Mimic Beacon still? Neil Patrick Harris has a Mimic Beacon. Does anybody else have a Mimic Beacon? The answer is no. Can this hit any of these guys? It's got enough range? It does not. That's alright. Well, we're not going to be doing that. I think Seth Gilliam is probably just going to be... He might just go be full cover. What? We have a chance to mind control if we fuse. Can we fuse the robot? What can we fuse? You can fuse that guy, probably doesn't kill him. I can also fuse myself, I guess, which seems like a terrible idea. Let's perhaps not do that. Void Rift does some damage, but... What are you again? Stasis. Ooh. Is Stasis the one that hits enemies? No, Stasis is the one that... Wait, is Stasis the one that hits enemies or friends? Clearly it's the one that hits friends, since that's what it auto-targeted. We could definitely Soul Fire and kill that advanced guy, but he's already... You know what? Let's just go for Insanity. That guy's already pretty wrecked up. I think we take the 86% Insanity chance here. And hopefully we can get this guy to turn coat. I mean, Neil Patrick Harris could woo me. I'd be like, yeah, I'm working for Neil Patrick Harris. Well, he panicked. Shoot your friend. Go stab your friend. Shoot or stab your friend. That's my boy. You missed, but, I mean, I appreciate the effort at least. Well, we did get a panic. I mean, that's something. Seth Gilliam can now see a unit. It's the Panicked Lancer. I'd actually rather have you just be on Overwatch, Seth Gilliam. And Amy Smart, I mean, that robot is still a very significant problem. I think we're going to have to bring you forward and probably drop you into Overwatch as well. I'm very worried about that robot closing in on us. We could suppress the Elite Officer. All he can do is... You know what? All he can do is shoot. I am going to... Yeah, no, you know what? I'm going to Overwatch. He has a huge aim penalty. He can't use any advanced abilities. The only thing he could actually do is shoot. He's panicked. This is where Chrysalid just runs out and fucking throws a steel chair in a ring and completely fucks up our whole program. Nope, he's just going to shoot at a man in full cover with a huge penalty. Casper Van Dien is marked. Pretty sure you're not supposed to be able to do that while disoriented. Call me crazy. Well, the aim penalty must have been enough to make you miss, although you did set Casper's tree on fire, which is unfortunate. He needs that tree for cover. This guy should be eating a whole bunch of Overwatch. Amy Smart, get it done. There we go. That's my girl. You're getting a little close to Neil there. His back hair got singed. You're saying, Pete, come on. Do you think a man like Neil Patrick Harris has back hair? You never know what he's got going on under that shirt there. Neil Patrick Harris, he's a handsome dude, but for all you know, he could be the hairiest of dudes. He could be massively hairy. He could, like, be sporting, like, the thickest man thatch you've ever seen. You don't know what's going on under that shirt of his. Don't stereotype Neil Patrick Harris. He can have as much hair under his shirt as he wants. He's a man's man. I think we're just going to soul fire that guy. Also, I think Jake Busey is going to come kill Mr. Panic over here before he has a chance to not be Mr. Panic anymore. So if you could, why don't you just go ahead and, yeah, shoot at the guy that you have basically 0 chance to hit. Not the panicked man cowering in terror at your feet. 18 damage, some free loot as well. Jake Busey just felt bad for that guy. That was his thing. He's like, I don't want to kill him, Pete. I mean, look at him. He's pathetic. He's so helpless just sitting there. He's all... I don't feel good about this, Pete. I don't feel good about harming this man. And we're going to send Jake Busey forward. Since he is untouchable, I'm actually hopeful that this will spawn a Chrysalid, because if it does, the Chrysalid will charge him, run into an entire monstrous hail of Overwatch, and then when it's done with the whole monstrous hail of Overwatch thing, it'll also just straight up miss because Jake Busey is currently unhittable. Where's Soul? Yeah, there's what I want. Just Soulfire this man. It's guaranteed damage against organics. You got to give me 1 damage here, Neil. You can do the 1. I'm sorry about the back hair comment from earlier. You don't have to betray me like that. Just, it was in good fun, Neil Patrick Harris. In all honesty, I think you look like the kind of guy who would be most attractive and probably features a very smooth chest. And I'm not trying to imply that you're not manly or anything, Neil Patrick Harris. I'm just saying you seem like you would be naturally svelte. It's a good thing, Neil. It's a good thing. Nobody wants a big, hairy, fucking Papa Bear like Perfidious Pete. Trust me, I know from experience. Nobody wants a big, hairy Papa Bear like Perfidious Pete. Casper Van Dien, I think we're just going to also have you go on Overwatch. Still a little concerned about the whole Chrysalid thing, and once again, not on the clock on this mission. When I am not on the clock, I'm totally cool with just straight up taking as much time as we need. Probably going to have Diz reload here. We can't grapple hook for another turn. I think we just have Dizzy reload. Let's go on Overwatch and get everybody back in tip-top fighting shape. Jake Busey, you have an auto-loader. So you being down a bullet is not a bad thing. Neil Patrick Harris, you're already fully loaded. Oh, our Neil Patrick Harris, he comes fully loaded. He's like a Lexus automobile, baby. He's fucking top shelf, top of the line luxury model. Comes fully loaded. Jake Busey, you are not currently unhittable, which I declare it to be a bad thing. But I think we could probably get away with maybe sneaking you up to here. We're supposed to also be tracking the Codex's point of origin, which is a mission objective that means literally nothing to me. I'm guessing since the camera panned over here earlier, we're supposed to head in that direction. That's at least what I'm operating on. That's my current assumption. It may or may not be fruitful. Get me on Overwatch. Amy Smart, I think you're probably good right where you're at. Let's just have you drop some Overwatch. Casper Van Dien, I think it's going to be Overwatch for you. And I know I'm creeping along. Also, this episode is getting a bit lengthy. I think we may wrap this one up. 15 enemies. We're only 6 enemies down. Feels like maybe we should go for 1 more pod, potentially. Dizzy, let's grappling hook you over here. Dizzy just, phew. She's going full on, what's the name of that game? The zombie game with the grappling hooks. Dying Light. Thank you. Dizzy's gone full on Dying Light for us here. Okay, this is risky. Does Dizzy see anything? Dizzy does not. I'm very, very, very concerned about the Chrysalid issue. So Dizzy's going to go on Overwatch, and then the rest of the team is coming up to provide more Overwatch support for Dizzy, because I'm very worried about having a Chrysalid just come jumping up there and start taking a swing at her. Nobody takes a swing at Diz. I mean, if you're drunk in a bar fight, that's one thing, because, you know, she's got a bit of a mouth on her. And she probably deserved it. I mean, if you want to, you know, she probably got like a Sarah Silverman in Way of the Gun kind of thing going on. And if you haven't seen the Sarah Silverman scene in Way of the Gun, seriously, you should do yourself a favor. Go watch the Sarah Silverman scene in Way of the Gun, because it's fucking hilarious. Possibly Ryan Phillippe's crowning film achievement was punching Sarah Silverman straight in a fucking snot box. Oh, it's so good. Casper Van Dien, guess what? You're going to be up here on Overwatch just in case a surprise Chrysalid springs from the bushes. We've got, you know, we're like the 4 Horsemen, or you know, the NWO, another wrestling group. We've got our posse here, and we're going to control the run-ins. Nobody's just going to surprise us with a steel chair run-in. This shit is not going to happen. There's our Chrysalid. Dizzy is going to be the only person who gets a shot at that son of a bitch. Or no, okay. So it definitely deburrowed. It's over there. We saw it. The problem is I don't see it anymore. It is no longer visible. This is very bad. Who's got my battle? All right, Neil Patrick Harris, you know what? I will forego your Overwatch in return for a delicious, crunchy, munchy battle scanner. So if you could do with the scanner here. Also, oh, that's not a battle scanner at all. That's a mimic beacon. It's definitely not what we want. Let's drop this over, let's say, here. Scan the field, Neil Patrick Harris. Give me some of that sweet intel, baby. What's over here? So, a burrowed chrysalid. So it moved, burrowed, and re-burrowed, huh? Well, that seems like a tiny bit of bullshit. Also, nobody can shoot at it for whatever reason. Is it because it's technically still burrowed? Is that a thing that matters? I would love to get somebody up there where they could maybe see it. If anybody's going to do it, it should probably be Jake Busey because he has a run and gun and could probably kill it in a single shot if the need arises. Let's see if he can just get vision on it. So is it there? It is there because we can see it. And if we can see it, that means Dizzy can shoot it, right? That's right. See it, shoot it. Dizzy, 99% chance to hit. We're taking this shot. So mimic beacons do reveal chrysalids even when burrowed. That's very good. That chrysalid is also very badly injured. Does it get a reaction move of any kind? It does not. 78% is pretty good. We're not in any kind of cover at all, but I'm not sure we're going to need any kind of cover. I mean, 78% is solid. And we could... Okay, here's what we'll do. Just to hedge our bets, we're going to bring Casper Van Dien up here. This way, if things go completely south, Casper Van Dien can give Jake Busey a threat assessment overwatch shot. Jake Busey is totally not going to need it, though, because he just vaporized that chrysalid and turned it into a big, giant ball of alien haggis. Is all sorts of dead. Also, Jake Busey, hey, guess what? You get to go do some real dangerous shit now because you are currently unhittable. So why don't you run even further forward? Okay, no additional enemies spawn, despite the fact that I hear combat music, which is unusual. All right, I think we'll just get the rest of the team in position here. Seth, Padre, Gilliam, let's bring you up here by Dizzy's Magic Rock. You're going to be on Overwatch just in case there's another unforeseen chrysalid. I don't expect there to be. Never hurts to hedge your bets. Always hedge a bet. And it's going to be Overwatch then for Amy Smart for further bet hedging. Ditto for Casper Van Dien. And if no aliens come at us... Oh, there we go. Okay, so I was worried about this. Oh, there's an entire fucking armada of chrysalids. Well, that's goddamn fantastic. Well, Jake Busey's unhittableness is not going to be probably enough. Really? We needed him to be surprisingly more unhittable. Nice shot. Okay, so we're gonna get at least one of these guys overwatched, right? Brilliant miss, Seth Gilliam. All right, Amy Smart, please tell me you get it. Okay, Amy Smart, you got to deliver here. Jake Busey might be able to handle one chrysalid with his implacable, but he's not going to be able to withstand two. You just about took Jake Busey's head off. If you blow his head off with Overwatch, you've completely obviated the need for him to be unhittable by chrysalids. All right, so we've got two more. Burrowed, but we did escape that turn. Okay, well, that disaster narrowly averted, and we know... Did they change chrysalids in a recent patch or something to make them pop up and show you where they're at on the map, or are we just enjoying currently the benefits of some sort of bug? I mean, it's intriguing. I'm definitely not brokenhearted about it, and I'm definitely going to wrap this up because, holy crap, this episode's getting really long. If you enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot. And if you'd like to see the continuation of either the fantastic bug we're enjoying or the recent change to chrysalids, which I would wholeheartedly support, might consider dropping a like there, or might consider subscribing as well, of course, because we post new episodes in the comments section. And apparently I'm desperate for your likes. Please love me. Please, please love me. Right now, however, thanks very much for watching. And my begging for your love aside, I am a desperately sad man. I need all the support I can get. I'll see you again soon.